In this position, the black queen can move to 17 squares, but if you play this properly as white, none of those squares are going to matter and you're going to checkmate the black king. This is white to play and win. It's a chess study. Take a good 10 minutes and try and solve this one. Calculate out all the lines, and if you do it well, I believe you can solve this. So pause the video and I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, we are back and we're going to go through this. As usual, we're going to go through the wrong solutions first. So let's go through it. So when I was considering this study, or when I was actually attempting to solve it, because I try and solve these before I give them to you, first thing I was considering was a move like rook a4. The point of rook a4 is simply I want to give a check to the king and take the queen and say I'm very happy I took your queen and you've got nothing to show for it. Unfortunately, your opponent also wants to play moves that keep them in the game, and they play the move king d7. Here I calculated a little further. I thought maybe we can play the move knight e5, but then after king e6, knight c5 and king d5, because if they take we have a fork. After king d5 I didn't see a solution here, and this comes back in the final position. So it's always important when you calculate a line to understand what changes in the other lines you calculate in case you have a move here, because I noticed in this position if I give a check from any other square with the rook, the king is actually forced to take the knight and then I can give the check. So this is very key information. So that's when I decided, okay, this is not working. I saw very quickly rook c4 was not working, because this discovery, although it looks cool, you're setting it up, you don't have anything after queen f1. Simply the rook is hit, and also, yeah, first of all, if you just do this, I mean, I take the, oh, you can't take the rook, you just move the king. And the point is, this coordination between the pieces are really bad. The rook is being hit, the queen's going to give checks, and simply you have nothing here. So I saw quickly this wouldn't work. Then I saw this move. Very good move. Before this I'll go through knight a7. I don't consider this move. The king can just move away. Same way, your piece coordination is really bad. No forks on the queen. It's just not going to win. So I considered this move very quickly. Rook d4. After rook a4 didn't work, I considered this one very quickly. And the point is very simple. If the queen runs away like it did before, this rook d8 is mate. Simply checkmate on the board. So the queen can't run away. This is very key. So what do? The queen can't run away. If the queen comes to g8, if it has to protect the square, what do? In this position, comment it down below. I want you guys to really pay attention here and see if you can solve this one. I think it's pretty easy. So here doesn't win for black. You can clearly see the solution. And if queen h8, which is the critical move, we have a very good move here. And this comes back to our previous line, where we want this same position, but we don't want the rook on d4. And we want to stop this check on b2, because that's the only check they can give us in the future. Any checks we give them don't seem to work as well. Here, king d7. And simply here, as soon as the knight moves away, you're attacking the rook. So they can take the rook, and two knights against king is never winning for the two knights. So this will not work. You have to play the prophylactic move, rook d2. Very clever move, preventing queen b2 and forcing this queen to make a move again because they can't move the king. So the queen is again in zugzwang. So the queen is forced to move. So if they play a move like queen h4, that is an idea to prevent this. But here knight d6 is simply winning. And the point is, this discovery now wins the game for us. So they can't do that. So they do this move. They play queen f8. What's the point of queen f8? You have the same position as the starting position. What's the difference? Well, now you do play rook a2. And what's the point? After king d7, knight e5, king e6, knight c5, king d5. Now remember what I said at the start. If we had a check on d2 or any square here, the king would be forced to take the knight and he would give a fork. And that's exactly what happens in this position. And that actually is the solution. That is quite incredible. There is one more line I want to show you. So just for everyone that's watching at home, what would you play in this position? Let's say they played the move queen f6. So if you quickly had to make a move, what move would you make? And you're correct. If you did not say knight f6, this is a mistake. and this will be stalemate. Actually, you again have to play rook d2 because you can't take because it's stalemate. So this is a very clever trick. And now if they go back, you do the exact same thing. So here you go, rook a2, and this is a very similar one. So here knight c5 wins. Actually, this is a little different. Knight c5, if you go on the back rank, you have this attack. So you have this fork. It's not called a fork, it's called a skewer. And here, simply rook d2 wins. And yeah, you block with the queen, and you take, and this is winning. So it's very cool how in this position, you have to see, okay, rook d4, rook d2, and then the entire line wins. If you see knight e5, knight c5, and you give a check and give a fork. That's quite cool. That is quite cool. So tell me how you guys did in the comments below. Leave a comment. I just said leave a comment. Don't leave 2 comments. 2 comments is a bit too much. 1 comment is enough. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to. If not, that's fine as well. See you guys another day.